Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Putty Squad. Yeah, I know, it's a bit of an odd one, this one. Just by looking at it, you can tell that it's kind of fucking weird. Like, seriously, it is a very, very bizarre game. You could probably make a PSN avatar out of that bloody carrot. People would use that. But yes, this is a very unusual game. Putty Squad was originally meant to come out on the Commodore Amiga, but it never did. It actually got a full copy sent off to the magazines at the time, but the actual game never came out for one reason or another. Console ports did show up on the Genesis and SNES, if I'm recalling correctly, but outside of that, the original version never came out, but then this got released back in 2014, which was basically a port of the Amiga version with a few tweaks here and there. That's quite interesting, and the only reason I thought to actually do a video on it now is because, well, we have another game coming early next year called Project Hardcore, which is basically a similar sort of thing, a game that never came out actually getting a release. And, well, there's a reason why I didn't do this game earlier. It's base price, not its discounted price or, you know, just anything. Its base price, its regular price, is $24.99 US. Is too much. It is absolutely too much. That's the reason why I avoided it. I imagine that's the reason a lot of other people avoided it. It was simply way too expensive and still is. Not to mention the fact that it's only been on sale 3 times and all of them were over 2 years ago at this point. It hasn't been on sale since 2016. At which point it was on sale for $5, which is actually pretty reasonable, but we'll get into why that is shortly. So we can go have a quick look around. Not that much to see in the options menu. You can change the difficulty if you like. You can turn on whether or not you absorb automatically or manually. You probably want to keep that on automatic because there's a reason for that. And I'm going to put the difficulty on easy because I didn't actually see that difficulty prompt in there and I just want to see how it's like. Might as well take a look while we're here. So you got trophies and high scores. The trophies are pretty simple. It's mainly just do a couple of random like gameplay challenges. And not challenges as in the game's challenge mode, but just, you know, things like stomp a dude on the head, then kick him into 3 enemies in a row, stuff like that, and then fill out your sticker book. Your sticker book is full of stickers that are from the individual levels. And apparently I've unlocked a couple of them so you can see what they look like. New sticker. New sticker. The voice actor in this game is very odd. But yes, so you get stickers by finding them both in the levels, and you can also find them for doing something called the location scanner, or something like that. I can never remember what it's bloody called. Locations, that's it. Basically, you turn on your location data, which you need like the 3G for, and this Vita isn't 3G equipped, so it's not going to happen. But yeah, you can turn that on, and you'll get a sticker if you play somewhere far enough away from the place you set as your home base, which is interesting, but yeah, I don't see anyone actually doing that. So you got 3 main modes here. You need to go through the tutorial before it'll let you do marathon. And challenge is basically just a level select with a bunch of things. We'll just go have a quick look at that before we actually go diving into the game. So say we were to go into the Karmic Kingdoms of Clud, you can see all the challenges down the bottom there, and it's the same across every level. Beat the level, get all the stars, destroy all the pups, beat a certain time, complete the level without healing, complete the level without dying, and beat the high score. It's basically the same across every individual level, except for the fact that, you know, some levels need to be finished faster, some need to be finished slower, yada 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 yada, you get the idea. So let's go and hop into the actual proper marathon mode. You do also have the ability to save your game, so if you're having a really good run, you can come back to it later. But yeah, so you can see here that this is basically a level select, and I'll give the game a lot of credit. I haven't actually been playing it for that long, I admit, but honestly, this game feels a lot longer than it actually is, and when you die, you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the level, so you can see that I've put a decent amount of time into it, like an hour at this point. But as you can see, not only are there a fair few secret levels, there are lots of levels. Now, if I remember correctly, there is something that can zoom it out. Yep, there you go. So as you can see, there is a fair few levels. I'll give them credit for that. That's fair amount of content. Unfortunately, all the levels I've played up to this point, which is like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 9 worlds, and I'm almost to the end of the 3rd. And considering that there hasn't been a single level that has varied on the gameplay since I started, well, it's pretty safe to assume the rest are going to be like this. So here's how Marathon works. You start out with 0 points, and you got to try and earn more points. And you do have lives, and once you're out of lives, that's it, game over. But thankfully, the game does save your progress. So you can come back later. You can not save your progress. If you die in a level, lose all your lives in a level, you can come back later and just start from the exact same level again. It's no big deal. But yeah, I think it's about time I start talking about how the actual game works, eh? So yeah, this is Putty Squad. It's a very simple platformer. There are some somewhat unique things about it, but other than that, it's basically very simple. There are a bunch of red putties. There's one down there. I can't actually get to him because he's surrounded by a bunker. And if I... oh dear. And yeah, those cheese pieces will actually warp you, but I can't actually see them. Either my eyes are bad or that art is really terrible. But yeah, so as I was... God damn it. Alright, we had to try that again, but only once more. For some reason, it only starts you with 2 lives. But anyway, so... yeah, you've got red putties lying around the level. These red putties are findable by just exploring the level, or you can tap that real quick, and that too, and try not to die immediately. Oh god, I hate those guys that stick up in the air. There we go, good night. Right. So you find putties, get them all. The exit door opens, get to the exit door. That's the end of the level. That's pretty much it. There are, of course, more things to it. But that's more or less the long and the short of it. You have multiple different sets of controls. You have the ability to extend yourself using the square button, and you can inflate using a combination of the up and triangle buttons. Inflate will let you float around, and the extend will move you a lot faster, but there are some things that it can't do. Floating is a little bit weird because it kind of breaks the game. Like, I'm not entirely sure what the deal is here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh no. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with the, hang on, can I drop that? This is the nitro. There we go, nitro. As I was saying, it's a bit weird because this kind of breaks the game. It just makes you... it gives you the ability to go literally anywhere in the level that you like. I'm trying not to get hit here, because if I get hit again, I die. And if I die, I have to go back to the start of the level with none of the putties collected, which is infuriating. There we go. Check my map again. Top right corner of the touchscreen to find the last one. He's just over there. And there's a supply box on the way, which is great, because I need to eat something in order to, like, not die. Okay, hit that. And I got the pod, awesome. So if I tap the pod, I can use it. You get a lot of interesting pickups in this game. That was the pod, and I also used a couple of them there. So you saw the nitro, which is basically a bomb. You also saw the rocket launcher, which is a more directed bomb. You have things that'll distract the enemy, things that'll make you invisible to the enemy, things that'll make you attack harder. You also have a very basic way of attacking on the left and right shoulder buttons. And this is actually a pretty interesting way of handling attacks. So those stars that you see hanging around the map, if you collect them, it will give you attack power. And the higher your attack power is, the different attacks you'll have access to. So I'm currently at maximum attack power at the moment, which gives me the ability to do these long range, I'm not exactly what they're like. They're like other putties. They're like grayscale putties. But yeah, there are more attacks that you can get. There is the Electro Finger, which is the one below this, and then you basically just have a simple punch. You can also do things like land on top of enemies like this and then kick them, which is always satisfying to do. But yeah, every time you attack, you lose attack power, so you need to keep your attack power up if you want to hold on to the more advanced attack abilities, which is fair enough. But I mean, that's basically it. I mean, you get a bunch of, like, unique items that are all lying around the stage, but you have to go pick them up for the most part, which is kind of annoying because it'd be nice to be able to carry your pickups between levels, especially since they can be kind of hard to find. I mean, you can see the entire map here, and it does point, well, it doesn't so much point out green crates. It points out where the other putties are, so you know where you need to go. But you need to go find things like the green crates for yourself and hope that when you punch them, the resources that you're looking for in particular don't go flying off the edge like it did there. There are also some other weird design decisions, like, as I said, there are some weird, like, cheese slices that'll warp you around the place. And there are some enemies that can absolutely, without a doubt, one-hit instant kill you. For no discernible reason whatsoever. Like those toads, you might think they're completely harmless, but they can one-shot you. They are absolutely 100% capable of one-shotting you. And you will need to watch your ass around them, because if they get you, that means you're probably going all the way back to the beginning, son. You can get extra lives, but yeah, they're not very common, so don't rely on them to survive. Oh, there he is. Down the bottom in the middle, fair enough. And the fact that you can get all the putties in any order you like is interesting. Because it gives you a surprising amount of freedom in how you want to tackle each level. You can choose whether or not you want to do a speedrun style thing where you go for as many putties as possible, or you can choose whether or not to explore the level in its entirety, find things like the stickers, which I just completely failed to pick up there. There we go. Find things like the stickers, or go around and just look for as many supplies as you can, or look for secret levels. The secret levels are actually pretty hard to find, mainly because of the way you get them. They are basically just completely invisible doors. Once you walk over them, you will... I won't skip this time. I skipped it by accident the last time I opened this level. But yeah, once you walk over a door to a secret level, it'll appear, and you can just walk into it. But once you walk away from it again, it'll disappear again, which is actually an interesting way of handling secret levels. It means that you can find them eventually if you just spend the time to wander around the levels, which is nice. I got nothing wrong with that. You can also see that there's 3 stars you can get on each level, and I will admit that I don't know what the 3 stars are. So, yeah. Dr. Sushi's Lab of Terror, apparently. Oh, good God, how am I going to get to that thing? Well, thankfully they've started me off with a lot of nitro, so I can just bomb the crap out of these things and grab me that putty. Although, I'm currently like 2 hits away from death, so chances are that I won't survive very long in this level. The hell is that meant to be? You know... Ooh, rocket guy, rocket... Oh. Die, thank you. Enemies can also drop stars. You can also do this. I fucked that up. You can pretty much bounce forever on dudes, which is a little strange, but nothing too out of the ordinary. Here we go. We can do it on this guy. He just starts spitting out food, which is nice. I mean, there's really no point to it because it's easy to find food, but other than to do that. But don't want to go near him. He looks really dangerous. Oh, they have an actual attack, so it's not like they If they have an actual attack, chances are they're not massively dangerous, unlike that damn toad. Don't know what that spring's doing there. What would that be for? Oh no. Oh. Okay. Oh hey! I found the secret level! Sweet! Sure, why not? Let's give it a shot. No reason not to at this point, huh? Give me all the things. there's a fair amount of things like secret items and, oh, well, just items to use, I should say, and just generally a fair amount of gameplay. It's very directionless, which might be a problem for some people. Like, the levels aren't, like, you can tackle the levels any way you like, but it just kind of leads to that sort of problem where you just find yourself feeling kind of directionless when you enter a level for the first time. It's not a huge deal, but at the same time, it is still pretty cool being able to explore the levels pretty much as you want to, and just handle things the way you would want to handle them. Want to do nothing but stretch around the level? You can do that. Want to float all over the place? You can do that too. It's neat. It's not amazing. I will admit, I just accidentally tapped that because the touch controls on this thing kind of suck. But yeah, there's no point staying in the pod because can't actually do anything while you're in it. It's mainly just a go have a free look around the level thing, but at the same time, there's no point really having a free look around the level. Oh, that's actually a wall. Okay. Yeah, the art in this game is kind of confusing if you couldn't tell. You can do things like stretch from time to time to actually get through things like walls, but apparently not this time. There must be another way in somewhere. Might be a teleporter. But still, it's enjoyable in its own weird way. The whole more or less free range, do whatever the hell you feel like gameplay is actually kind of refreshing. Oh, that's a little strange. Oh, no? What? Okay. Whoop. Forgot about the frogs. Doors are open. Apparently the door's down here somewhere. Yep, there it is. Let's just go in before I get myself killed. Although I will admit, one of the most engaging things about this game is just this general presentation and art style. It's a very unique style of game. It's very, very odd. The art itself is actually really nice to look at, but sometimes, as you can see, it can be kind of distracting. It's kind of hard to see things like walls, and enemies have this annoying tendency to blend into the more busy stuff, but it's not a massive problem. It's just a little odd. Just a little. Not too much. See, I even managed to find the secret level. We'll play one more level to round this up to an even 20 minutes, and then we'll call it. I wouldn't recommend it at its full price, because you can get way better games for $24.99, but if they ever put it on sale for $5 again, which might happen and might not, who knows. Yeah, if they ever put it on sale for $20 again, it's not something that I would struggle to recommend at that price. At the price it's currently at now, which is, as I said, $24.99, that is honestly a ridiculous price for a bloody remastered Amiga game. At that price, at like $5, that would be well worth the time. It's a little bit directionless, and it looks bloody weird and actually gets in the way sometimes, but the sort of free-range approach to platforming, along with, like, the ability to practically cheat with the ability to inflate anytime you want, and just the general wide range of crazy items, enemies, and just general kooky presentation is pretty enjoyable. And I'm dead, so that's a game over for me, unfortunately. It'll ask me to turn the Wi-Fi on to put my score on the high score table, but we're not going to do that. But yeah, it's surprisingly enjoyable for what it is, but as I said, wait for it to go on sale for a little bit less than 25 bucks, I gotta say. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much it. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.